Method 9. Start a customer referral program. Your satisfied, loyal customers are sometimes your best sources of new leads. And that's because they're happy to tell other people about their experiences with you. Indeed, I'm sure you've seen a happy customer recommend your products or services on forums, social media sites, and blogs. So here's an idea. Reward your customers for their referrals. One way to do this is to simply tell your customers about your affiliate program, which you'll learn about in number 19. This way, your customers get cash when their friends buy your products. Another way to reward your customers is to start a referral program. In this case, you can give your customers points for every referral they send your way. And just as with the customer loyalty program, your customers can then exchange these points for free products. Method 10. Lower your prices to spur entry-level sales. For this strategy, you don't want to lower your prices across the board. Rather, you can select one product, or maybe two, that are already on the low end of your pricing and lower the price even further. Indeed, if you lower it to a no-brainer price, you may actually boost your conversion rate. This is particularly true if people already know how valuable the product is. Example. Let's say you're selling a product for $50. You can drop the product to something like $15, being sure to really market this price drop. If this is a quality product, then the rather drastic price drop should create a buzz in the niche. Tip: you may want to pull the product off the market temporarily before the price drop. That way, you won't have any customers who are upset because they purchased the product just a few days or weeks before the price cut. Of course, you can create even lower-priced entry points, such as by offering a $5 or $7 product, which spurs sales and helps you build your customer mailing list. However, just be careful how you approach this. That's because sometimes people associate the quality of the product with the price. So, if you're offering a product for $5, your customers might assume that it's junk, and your strategy can backfire by actually lowering your conversion rate. Which brings us to our next point. Method 11. Raise your prices to boost perceived value. As just mentioned in the previous strategy, people sometimes judge the quality of a product by its price. This is true in just about any niche. If you see a hotel with rooms for $50 a night, and another hotel is advertising rooms for $100 a night, which hotel would you assume is a better quality hotel? You wouldn't be alone if you automatically assumed the $100 a night hotel is a better hotel. Same goes for things like wine. People who don't know much about wine often shop around based solely on price. If they want a good wine, they pay more. And yet the difference in price between wines doesn't necessarily reflect a difference in taste or quality. You can use this simple psychology to your advantage by raising your prices. If you're selling a service, then be sure to raise your prices across all your services. If you're selling a product, then you don't have to necessarily increase your prices across the board. Instead, you can choose to raise prices on just a few select products. If you raise prices on just a few products, then test this pricing strategy on your higher priced products. Example: if you have a product that's currently priced at $200, raise it to $500 and see what happens. If it boosts the perceived value of the product, then you should also enjoy a boost in your conversion rate. Obviously, before you implement this strategy, you need to make sure that your product is worth what you're charging. Or better yet, your product should be worth more than you charge for it. That way, your high-ticket customers feel like they're getting a great deal. In other words, don't just raise your prices willy-nilly. Otherwise, you'll be slammed with refund requests. Make sure your products or services can indeed support your new prices. Method 12. Boost your sales letter conversion rate. You already have a great product. Perhaps you're sending quite a bit of targeted traffic to your sales page, and maybe you're happy with how much money you're making from this traffic. But here's the thing. Even though you may be happy with your sales letter conversion rate, it could be better. This is especially true if you've never actually tried to improve your conversion rate. Now, let me show you why this is so important. Example: let's say you're selling a $100 product that converts at 1%. That means that for every 100 people visiting your site, one person buys and you make $100. So far, so good. But what if you could double your conversion rate to 2%? Then you'd make $200 for every 100 visitors. Or triple your rate to 3% and you'd be pocketing $300 for every 100 visitors. So here's how you do it. First off, you need to choose just one element of your sales letter to test at a time. That way, if there's a noticeable change in the conversion rate, then you know for sure what caused this change. Here then are the parts of your letter that will have the most impact on your conversion rate. Headline, sales letter opener, PS, postscript, call to action, guarantee, price, bullet points, subheadlines. Let's say you're going to test your headline. In this case, you'd make two versions of your sales letter that are almost exactly identical, with the only difference being that the headlines are different. Then you'd hold all the other variables constant, including the traffic sources. Now on to testing. You'll need either a split test, A/B script, or you can use a tool like Google Analytics, google.com/analytics. Either way, set up the script or tool according to the instructions. Then send traffic to your website. The split test script will randomly send your traffic to the two versions of your sales letter. After you've had about 50 actions, sales, then look at the data. Did one of your headlines pull in a significantly higher conversion rate than the other headline? If so, the sales letter with the winning headline is now considered your control letter. You now test this higher converting headline against yet another headline. Rinse and repeat until you believe you have the best headline on your sales letter. Then you can start testing the other factors on the list above, such as the price or the postscript. But you shouldn't limit your testing to just your sales letter.